name is Susan. I'm with the Transportation Department, and we're going to be going over the field trip request form. In my learning plan under professional development, you will see the field trip request. When you open that, the first thing you notice is this request must be submitted 3 months prior to the event. That becomes very important later. But if you have a last-minute field trip come up, you can contact the Transportation Department and speak with Ed Treadaway before you fill out this form. The first date field is today's date, not the date of the trip. That assures that this form gets to transportation quickly. Under teacher information, teacher's cell phone. That can be either the personal cell phone or the school-issued field trip cell phone. Whatever number we can contact you on the day of the trip should go into this field. This is the teacher's school extension. Then you see the teacher's email. Those must be filled in. Under travel information, the drop-down, you will find 54-passenger bus, a 49-passenger coach, walking, or other. Most of your field trips will be a 54-passenger bus, but it's important to note, if your trip leaves before 9 a.m. or returns back to the school after 2 p.m., you will most likely need a coach bus, and that will cost more. Under other, if you're going to, for instance, use a bus to go to the train station, any other details would get filled out in this form, in this field. The destination. When you click this destination, you will see the drop-down of all the board-approved locations. This is where that 3-month window is important because that will give the administration time to review and obtain the necessary approvals if your field trip location is not on this list. If it's not on the list, you would fill out the location here, the address here. Is it out of state? Is it overnight? If your trip is out of state or overnight, it will need board approval. Is this board approved? Yes or no? Going down to the departure and return information, this needs a lot of clarification. On the drop-down, you will pick your school. The departure date is the date of the trip. If the trip is May 1st, 2018, it will go in there. Do you need a rain date? No or yes, and what date would you prefer? The departure time from school. This departure time from school is actually the time you would like the bus to arrive at your school for loading. Please remember that. It's not the time that you want to leave the school. It is the time you want the bus to arrive at your school. The return date, if it's the same day, it's not an overnight trip, you would put in May 1st again. And then we get to departure time from location. Please note that this time is the time that you want to leave your field trip location. So this is the time after you load. If you want to leave at 12:45 p.m., then you would expect to be at the bus loading by 12:30. And then this is the arrival time back at school. It's important that you research your location and research the travel time so that when you fill out this document, you can have accurate times in here. If your trip is an hour and 15 minutes away, then you can put in that you'll return back at the school at 2 p.m. Now we get to the student information. Here's the subject or grade level. We're going to take first grade. The number of students. We're going to have 28 students, 2 faculty members, and 6 chaperones. In this field, you will fill in all the names of all the chaperones and then answer these questions. Was cafeteria special ed teachers notified? Will a nurse be needed? You should send a list of students that are going on the trip to the nurse to determine if a nurse is needed before you fill out this form. And then you can be more accurate and fill out this according to your school. Was written approval from the parents obtained? Yes or no? And then we get to accommodations needed. Do you need a wheelchair or not? And other accommodations. If you need car seats or harnesses or anything else from transportation, please fill out this field. and give us an amount. If you need 3 car seats and 1 harness, that should be filled in this field. Under funds, the total cost, you can contact transportation and we can give you a cost of the bus. But the total cost of the trip would be the cost of the bus, any tickets or other activities you're doing on your trip, all added together for the total cost of the trip. Will funds be split? Yes or no? And what is the pupil share of the cost? That's the individual cost. If the tickets are $10 and an activity is $2, the pupil share that you're asking from the students is $12 each. Method of payment, whether it's board funds, student activities, or grants, you would choose. If it is student activities, this is the field you would type in which activity or club is associated with this field trip. You will read your acknowledgments and tag those and go down and submit. If all of your information is filled out correctly and it's ready to go, you can submit it. If not, you can save it as a draft so you can go back later and add information. If you want to go back later, you would go to My Portfolio, go down to View in Progress, and here we have that field trip request that you want to submit or edit, and you can fill it in. Once it's complete, scroll down to the bottom and submit. If you have any questions, you can contact transportation and we'll help you. I hope you have a great year.